Guo Xiucai, in Guangdong, a Xiucai surnamed Guo returned from a friend in the evening, went to the mountains, and got lost, and entered a wild bush. At Yuchang, he hurried toward the nearby hill when he heard someone talking. I saw more than a dozen people, and I was sitting round drinking, and I saw Guo Xiucai, and I was all shouting, "There's just one less guest in the room. You're here, great, great." Guo Xiucai took the seat, and most of the people in the room were readers, so he asked for instructions on his way home. One laughs, "You're so sour. How can you think of going home without watching this great moon? Pass him a glass of wine at once." Guo Xiu tasted a little. The smell was so popping that he drank it off his head. Then another man brought him a jug. Guo Xiucai was already a drinker, and in addition to running thirsty, he drank 10 glasses in a row. People applauded and said, "Breathtaking. What a friend." Guo Xiucai is popular in jokes, and can learn all kinds of birds to call, all of which are very lifelike. When he left to urinate next door, he secretly learned to bark from swallows. Where's the swallow in the middle of the night? I've been learning about cuckoos, and people are getting more and more suspicious. Guo Xiucai went back to his seat, laughing and not talking. As everyone was talking, Guo Xiucai looked back and learned to be a parrot and said, "Guo Xiucai is drunk. Send him back." People were surprised, but they raised their ears and listened, and there was just silence around them, and no more screaming. After a while, Guo learned to bark like a parrot. That's when everyone realized it was Guo Xiu who learned it. Everyone talks and learns from him. None of them learn like him. One person said, "It's a pity the young lady didn't show up tonight." Another said, "We're still gathering here for the Mid-Autumn Festival. Mr. Kwok can't afford not to come." Guo Xiucai respectfully agreed. At that point, one person stood up and said, "Mr. Kwok has a bird-shining trick. Let's play the folding man game. How about that?" So they roared, stood up together. One person stood up in front of them. One person immediately jumped over his shoulder and stood up for people in a row, and couldn't jump up any higher. Those who continued, grabbing arms and stepping on their shoulders like climbing ladders, were a dozen or so who, after a while, all climbed up and looked like they were soaring into the sky. When Miss Guo was in shock, they were like a vertical wooden pole, falling straight to the ground and turning into a long path. Guo Xiucai stood for a terrified long time and went home along the track. In 2 days, Guo Xiucai's abdominal pain was severe. The urine was green, like bronze, and the urine could be stained when it touched something. And it didn't smell of urine, so it took 3 days to pee. Guo Xiucai went to see where they had gathered again, only to see the carcass of leftovers, mucks and shambles, surrounded by clumps of spiny grass and no roads. By Mid-Autumn Festival, Guo Xiu wanted to go to the meeting, and friends talked him out. If you dare to see the young lady again, there will be more strange things. What a pity. He was shaken.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.